Oh, GPS things. Yeah, I'm glad you all like it. There was one issue yesterday about people getting bumped off it for some reason, timeout errors. I'm checking into that, see if there's maybe a limitation on one of the servers with number of people that can watch it, or maybe it's not set up that so many people watch it at the same time. It could be so, which is actually a good thing. That means it was very successful. And also working on putting roadmaps on there with putting layers over it. That's going to take a little time, but I still have to look into that exactly how to do that. And also one thing we're looking forward to is actually being able to put a location on all our major sightings where we see specific elephants or herds of buffalo or all the leopards. And that way we can actually create a little dot and a distribution map of where which leopard's territory is or what the movements are and things like that. So it opens lots and lots of possibilities. But as Graham also mentioned in his blog, it's just a start. Its functionality is working now. So yeah, we're looking forward to taking it from there. Looks like there's some thirsty animals at the waterhole. Lots of impala. Did you speak about last night already, Simon? About yeah, that was quite something. It was very, very loud, and it looks like all the animals like Peter's Pond because last week the elephants made a really big mess of it with breaking trees over his chair and things like that, and now it looks like the hyenas were having their meal exactly in the chair at Peter's Pond, which looks a bit messed. There's some remains left, and well, some remains of the hyenas, as you understand what I mean. So it looks a bit messy, but yeah, it looks like a very popular place there.
Comment, thank you for the email you replied to her last night, as well as she's wondering what you were doing out last night with the torch, because she could kind of see you in the pictures.
Yeah, I wondered that the infrared camera was still on to see if Karula was still there, and I was watching and with the torch. Actually, I was trying to see if I could, with all the hyena noises, and there was some buffalo around as well, and I was trying to see if I could see something. Well, I hope the picture wasn't too clear because I wasn't fully dressed actually. I wasn't completely naked either, but yeah. No, I was trying to shine with a torch, but it's just a small torch, and the bush is quite thick there, so I couldn't see anything. But yeah, it's good to know that you guys are watching. Keeps us on our toes. Actually, I did manage to make some sound recordings of the things yesterday. I'll try to put that up at some point. Because you won't see any picture, but the sounds of the hyenas and them fighting over the meat is quite something, especially because it's probably 10-15 meters away from where we were standing. I felt very safe with that fence between us, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone that close. But yeah, it was quite an experience. I checked later again a couple of times as well, and because we thought there were elephants, and there were elephants as well, but there was also a big herd of buffalo grazing there. So I guess any place where you have a little bit of surface water is going to be very popular with animals at the time, because just the waterhole here and Peter's Pond might be the only two places left where there is free surface water. So that'll attract animals. Yeah, well, if it gets that hot, then yeah, we might just maybe we'll just do body paint our khaki suits with shirts on, and then just so you guys think we're fully dressed, but in the meantime it's nice and cool. Well, if you couldn't see whether I was wearing boxers or briefs, then you'll just have to watch again.
We had a comment about the gecko.
Yeah, I was hoping the gecko. For those of you that didn't see it yesterday, I saw the little gecko here that's always around the FCC, and I put the FCC cam on it as close as I could, and a little light as well. I was hoping it was going to come out, but just showed his head and didn't come out completely. That's a pity, but that's something actually we're going to maybe try a bit more as well. Just put a picture of something, or maybe some insects around the light or something, just to have something moving, and also get some attention to the small creatures.
I was just going to call it Ed, because the only thing you can see was his head.
Oh. No, we don't have mosquito nets. I've been fighting with a couple of mosquitoes for a couple of nights there. But they're very smart actually. They wait until you switch the light off, wait 1 minute, and then they come out, zoom around your head, or sting you. As soon as you switch the light on, they disappear again. So I've given it a couple of days and tried to catch them and well, squash them, but it didn't work. So I've resorted to kind of like a chemical warfare and started burning mosquito coils in my room, which does seem to do the trick. Mosquito nets would also be an option, obviously, but my experience with sleeping under mosquito net is that it is already quite hot and stuffy temperature-wise here. If you sleep under a mosquito net, that's only going to make it worse unless you have a big ceiling fan that you can create some airflow. So from that perspective, using mosquito coils I think is a more pleasant option and gets you to sleep much better than with a mosquito net. But yeah, we do need to do something because first of all it is very annoying and there's always, be it slight because we're in it's a low risk malaria area, but there's always the risk of course that if you get stung that you do get malaria. So you always need to at least make sure that at least you minimize the amount of times that you do get a mosquito bite. Yeah, it's a bit interfering with nature, but I guess everybody has its own limits. I guess, yeah, even driving around here is also interfering with nature. I hate mozzies. Well, it was not mine. I was quoting some of our viewers. Nala in this case, I think. Yeah, they're very annoying. It's even, I don't even mind so much the fact that they bite me because I don't get really sore. It's just as you're trying to sleep, they tend to zoom around your head and just around your ears, and they're just very annoying. If it would be a nice sound they make, that's fine. But this is this very high pitched noise. Yeah, and the bank indeed does get. Oh, somebody mentioned that the bank of the waterhole looks quite steep, which is the case. And I think that happened also with lots of animals coming there, and mostly I think it might have happened during the huge buffalo herd we had. I think it was 2 days ago, because there were hundreds and hundreds of them, and they were just milling around and trampling everything, and then a lot of the sand must have, as they were climbing out, must have fallen in and then created a little mud, and then you get steep banks. But that'll probably sort itself out, I think. It doesn't seem too bad that the animals still can't drink. It's steep in some places, but other places are still pretty level. So maybe also it will look better if we get a little bit of more water in there. As the water level rises a bit, then that should also make it easier to reach. Yeah. Yeah, I have some mosquito repellent as well, but it's not with natural oils. I must say it's the strong stuff. But actually, the mosquito coils they have a little nice scent on it, so it's actually quite nice as well. Who's saying it? Ems. Well, thank you, Ems. Ems is saying she appreciates all the changes that are being made and being done, and well, I enjoy doing it, and it's always up, once you've got something set up, it's always ready for the next challenge. We had a couple of good walks with Rexon last week, which were technically fine, but leave it to Peter to push the boundaries and go out. So that's good. There's another challenge for me to make sure that also on the walks with Peter, where he goes further into the bush, that we can get that to you in a tip-top quality. So that's something I'm gonna work on now. Some people asking about the map. Yeah, as I said, we just got started. The basic thing now was to get started, make sure that the functionality works, that we can get the position of the Jigga reliably onto the map, and from there I'm going to work with well, Google is actually all the applications that Google has, the search engine, but also Google Earth. Because it's all open source, there's so much that you can do with it. So I'm going to dig a little bit into that and see how to set up layers and so you can put a roadmap over it, or leopard territories, or last week's sightings, or the sky is the limit.